Hi, I'm Brett from MRT Performance, and we've got a really good video update for you today on the Mazda MPS. And what we're going to talk about in this video is the dual mass flywheel, the rattles and noises that you can get out of these transmissions and the clutch assemblies as these cars start to get a little bit older and more kilometres on it. And this particular car we've looked after for the last couple of years. We reported on some noises in the drivetrain 6 months ago. The client has now decided he wants to keep the car and in fact fix the noises. So what we've actually done is pulled the gearbox out, and what I'm going to show you is what the clutch and the dual mass flywheel looks like and some of the things that you can become aware of to help you diagnose some of the noises in this car no matter where you are in the world. So remember, it's a front wheel drive car. It's got an east-west engine, meaning the engine runs across the front of the car. So you've got the sump, 4 cylinders, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then you can see here the back of the crankshaft, and we've removed the flywheel. Now in behind here is the cover plate for the crankshaft seal, and these on this particular model do leak after a period of time, and this car has had an oil leak, and you can see the oil just dribbling down there where we're still cleaning it up from when the car got removed, because it's actually got a leaky rear crankshaft seal, and it makes a lot of sense to replace this while we've got the gearbox out. And you'll see up the side here is the starter motor, which remains in place when you pull the gearbox out, and that's the drive sprocket that engages the flywheel when you turn the car on. And of course up the side here you've got the turbo on the back side of the engine and the inlet throttle body on the front side of the engine up there. So let's have a look at the gearbox itself, and you'll see this is what bolts into the drive shaft splines on the clutch assembly, the pivot point for the fork, and then the drive shaft to the right hand wheel and the left hand wheel goes out the side. And of course this whole assembly then bolts up to the engine when it's all in place. But most importantly, let's have a look at the clutch, because this is, a lot of people don't understand what a dual mass flywheel is. So more recently, in the last 5 or 10 years, manufacturers have been trying to get cars to be more comfy and easier to drive and less vibration and harmonics and things like that. And one of the common things that was developed is a flywheel which is designed to absorb vibrations of the pulsing of the engine between the engine and the gearbox. And also as you accelerate and decelerate, you do have drivetrain backlash that comes through the gearbox that then causes NVH, noise vehicle harshness, that comes through the cabin that people generally don't like. So this part here, and you can see the bolt holes, it bolts onto the back of the crankshaft down through there, and these holes here so you can get the socket to undo them. But it's effectively dual mass because it is 2 components bolted to the crankshaft of when the engine is spinning. You remember, this is all spinning when the engine's running, and on top of this is what the clutch. And you'll see when I do this, you can actually see how the friction surface moves separately to the part that is actually bolted to the crankshaft. And this is what the dual mass is designed to do. And inside here, it's designed to absorb the shock loadings or the movement of the crankshaft and the use of the clutch as you're driving the car. And of course on top of this you have the driven plate, which is the friction surface on both sides, which wears out over time, and that sits in there. And then on top of that you've got the cover plate, which is the other side of the material which slides on the clutch cover, and it all bolts together and then gets clamped down, and the release mechanism and the release bearing goes on top of that. And then on top of that you have the fork, and effectively when you put your foot on the clutch, the whole thing pivots on that ball which I spoke at later, and it pulls and pushes these fingers to disengage and engage the clamping load on the driven plate as the whole assembly is spinning. So what you got to remember, when you put your foot on the clutch, this is all still spinning, but the friction plate in the middle then stops because it's connected to the input shaft on the gearbox, like that. So this stops spinning if you're not driving, saying sitting stationary, but of course when you're driving the car it all spins, but the way it all works is it squashes the whole thing together, and that's what mechanically connects the gearbox input shaft to the crankshaft out of the engine. So you might be thinking, well, what else do I need to know about when I'm working on my Mazda MPS? And one of the other things is the torque reaction of the engine torquing backwards and forwards when you're accelerating and decelerating, because it all twists on the engine mounts. And one of the common things is the upper and lower engine mount, particularly the bottom one. We've replaced this with a heavy duty one some time ago. The factory ones over a period of time are rubber, and they get soft and squishy, and you end up with a lot of movement of the gearbox moving forward and back. And of course at the end of that is your gear stick, and the car just doesn't feel nice to drive. So that is one of the other common things that you may look at doing when you're improving your MPS, whether it's the Gen 1 or the Gen 2. And of course there's a lower mount and then there's the upper mount. But just remember, when you do change those to the heavier duty ones, you do increase the vibration and harshness through the car. But generally overall, it's not that bad, and widely accepted as a very common, popular upgrade to make the car a lot more fun to drive. So there you have it, Mazda MPS. Of course, yes, we do tune this car. We do custom remote tunes all around Australia, so wherever you live, contact our local partner or contact us and we'll find someone to help you. And of course, if you need servicing or repairs or modifications, this is a car that we're very, very passionate about, because it is a fantastic fun car. It's just a pity they don't make it anymore. But of course, in America, it's called the Mazda Speed. But for now, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and share it and make some comments. We'd love to hear from you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. But for today, my name is Brett Middleton. Thanks for watching.